Damari Connor, a 23-year-old Chicago man, was sentenced to 14.5 years in federal prison for his role in a violent armed carjacking that occurred on November 2, 2023, in the Beverly neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. On the evening of November 2, 2023, Connor and his co-defendant Kenneth Merritt, who was 29 at the time, hid near a home in the 9300 block of South Pleasant Avenue. They waited for a 46-year-old woman and her 12-year-old daughter to return home from volleyball practice and park in the family's detached backyard area. The two men, dressed in all black with hoods and face masks, sprang out and carjacked the family's Audi sedan at gunpoint. The incident involved physical violence. Connor punched the woman and threatened the family. Connor then pointed the gun at the woman's husband, who had rushed outside to help his family and calm the situation by providing instructions to the carjackers on how to start the Audi. The carjackers took the Audi and drove off. The attack was captured on the family's home surveillance video. 12 days later, on the 14th of November 2023, Connor Damari, having stolen the keys to the victim's other car, a Range Rover, during the carjacking, returned to the same house and stole the family's other vehicle, a Range Rover, which was parked in the yard. He was arrested that same day after law enforcement tracked the Range Rover to Connor's neighborhood and later found him hiding in the closet of a residence. Connor pleaded guilty earlier in April 2026 to federal charges of carjacking and firearm offenses. U.S. District Judge Sunil R. Harjani sentenced him to 14.5 years in federal prison. His co-defendant, Kenneth Merritt, also pleaded guilty to similar carjacking and firearm charges. Merritt's sentencing is scheduled for the 9th of June 2026 at 1:30 p.m. The case was prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois. Assistant U.S. Attorney Ellie Zenner, who prosecuted the case, described the carjacking as brutal and deeply traumatic, stressing that the defendant targeted a family in the safety of their own home and used violence in front of a child. Zenner told the court that the incident was not only calculated, but escalated unnecessarily, pointing to the physical assault and the use of a firearm as key factors supporting a lengthy prison sentence. The case was announced by Andrew Boutros, who underscored the federal government's commitment to prosecuting violent carjackings and protecting communities from repeat offenders. Law enforcement leaders also weighed in. Douglas DePodesta highlighted the coordinated investigative effort that led to Connor's arrest, noting the importance of collaboration between federal agents and local police. Larry Snelling echoed those remarks, stating that violent crimes like this will continue to be a top priority, especially when they involve families and residential neighborhoods. The violent nature of the home invasion-style carjacking, including the threat to a mother and child in their own backyard, was a key factor in the sentence. The original 2023 incident drew significant attention in Chicago because it was caught on camera and highlighted ongoing concerns about carjackings in residential areas. The case highlighted ongoing concerns about armed carjackings in residential areas of Chicago. Both men had prior criminal histories, which factored into the decision to keep them detained pre-trial. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment.